Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to our caravan on a weekly live stream, weekly catch-up. Today is 23rd of October 2023 and this is a live chat, live stream from our caravan. My name is Kat. If you are new, if it's your first time here, what we do every week, we meet up with our viewers, with our followers and with our YouTube friends just to have a general catch-up, talk about our news, share our news, and generally spend an evening together. So that's what's gonna happen here today, probably for the next half an hour, maybe an hour. So it all depends how the discussion will be flowing. It depends on the flow. So the more you share in the chat, the more you talk to me, really, the longer the live will be. So welcome. I hope you've had a good week and a good Sunday. I've been away and this is a big deal. This is absolutely a big deal because I've been abroad. I've been abroad on a city break and I came back yesterday. That's why we didn't have a live stream yesterday, because I was simply too tired to do it. So there are a few of you with me. How many? Oh, there is a poll. We are Carmel, hello, and Sue from Stoke and Graham are here, the long-standing patrons and friends of the channel. And Damian Narski is here. And how many likes did you give this video? Six likes. And there are 6 people with me, so thank you so much for giving this video a like already. So yeah, please give a like and shout out in the chat, share something in the chat. So don't just watch quietly, because if you don't speak up, if you don't say hi, I don't know you are with me. So today I would like to tell you everything about my recent trip to Poland. It was a flying visit, but it was super exciting and I'm still buzzing because it was something completely different to what I have and what I do every day. And I think that's the whole point of a short break or a short holiday or holiday in general, that we want to experience something different, and this is what this break has done to me. So it's been absolutely fantastic and it was a big surprise, and many exciting things happened, many wonderful things happened, and I was surprised with my reactions to, and generally I discovered quite a lot about myself during those 3 days. Many things surprised me, so I will tell you all about it. I will share the best photos, like I promised last week when we were meeting, and towards the end of this live stream I will tell you how much it cost me, how much I spent on a city break in Poland, including flights, airport transfers, renting an apartment, not skimping on any leisure and pleasure. It was my leisure stroke wellness break. I caught up with many friends and in general I had a lovely time and loads of fun. So towards the end of the video I will tell you how much I spent, because probably you are curious about that, how much it cost. Okay, ladies and gents, so in last week we were joined by 17 new subscribers, 17 new people subscribed to the channel, so thank you very much and welcome. 2,000 people were watching our videos, so this is just to give you an idea how many people watch our videos and how many people give likes and comments. 2,000 people who watched our videos over the last 7 days, 88 gave a like to a video, 10 people shared our content, and do you know how many people wrote a comment? 9. Out of those 2,000 people, 9 people actually wrote something. So thank you. We really appreciate your comments. Keep them coming. We read them all and we answer to all of them. And I think Sue and Graham, you are responsible probably for 10% or 5% of all comments from last week. So thank you so much. You're always generous with your comments and with following our content. Yes, I really enjoyed myself, and I have some photos to prove. So if Marek could show you the photo number 1, it's been really good. It's been really great. The break was fantastic because I met some friends and I could catch up with old and new friends. So you should see a photo of me and Damian, who visited us in Mill Park earlier this year. He was here in June, in the summer, and he was staying in Cocoon by the lake. So I was super lucky because he came to meet me at the airport. He picked me up from the airport, helped me around his city because we were staying in Poznań. I was staying in Poznań. And do people understand that adding a comment helps support your channel? This is what I've been saying over and over again. I don't know. Well, thank you for bringing up this point. Yes, I don't know if they understand. I don't know if they care enough. I'm happy you care and Sue cares enough to spend those 30 seconds to write a comment. Thank you. So, yeah. So with Damian, we've met quite a few times. So here is actually the first photo I've taken on this break, us enjoying a fancy tea, and it was the only photo we had together from this break. We were super busy. We did a lot together, but I think we were just so into what we were doing that we didn't think about taking photos. So are you the same when you're on a holiday? Do you just forget to take photos? So it's really lovely to look at them afterwards. It's a nice memento, but it's easy to forget about taking them. So before I talk about anything else, Damian, thank you very much for your time, for looking after me, and for sharing this amazing adventure. So that's been really, really good. Yeah, I can't believe we have only one photo. So in photo number 2, we are starting the having fun bit. So what I did, I literally arrived, I landed and left the airport, had a cup of tea with Damian and headed straight to the hairdresser to have a haircut. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've actually had a haircut. So I went to a really lovely salon in Poznań. I don't think I've ever had such a luxurious and expensive, to be frank, haircut, because the whole procedure took 2 hours. And it was only cutting. It was a consultation, wash and a cut and a little bit of styling, and it took 2 hours, and it was such a lovely experience. Everyone was nice in the salon and very nice. It was a beautiful place and I really enjoyed a bit of pampering. It was a pleasure for me as well. So I hope it's one of many. I hope it's one of many shared adventures. Yeah, I do have natural curls, and what you see in the first photo was my hair. It's not a perm or anything, but my curl depends on the wash and on the styling products I use. And yeah, so it's a bit of a hit and miss. Sometimes my hair is curly, like today it's because it's a nice cut, and it's a cut to enhance my curls, and my hair was treated with really nice products in the salon, so they are really, really lovely. I really like this look, but I don't always achieve this look. How do you like this look? So it's a bit shorter, much more curly. Yeah, so it was fun. it was fun because when I went to the hairdresser, my hair was straight, and she couldn't believe when I said my hair is curly. It's just the way I don't know, brushed it or washed it. So I arrived in straight hair. I had straight hair, and when she finished, she couldn't believe how curly it got. So this was another lovely experience. What else have I got? I'm trying to keep the order. Right, so maybe I will show you where I was staying. So photo 23. We'll be jumping a little bit. So I am too old to stay in a hostel. So I rented a tiny apartment, a tiny studio. It was a studio, it was a lounge with a kitchenette. And I also have a bathroom, which you can see in photo 22. So if Marek shows you photo 22. So the only problem with this whole apartment was that I spent 3 days looking for the cassette. I didn't know how to empty the toilet. And this is a joke. Because those of you who know that I live in a caravan, oh yes, I did feel really, really relaxed and really pampered. Come on, 2 hours, a really lovely hair wash and a hair massage. Lovely cosmetics, you know, lovely products, smelling amazing. A professional and bubbly stylist. She was really good. She answered all my questions and gave me some tips about my hair. And when she finished, she said, "This hair is amazing. I can't believe how curly it got." I thought, really, my hair amazing. My hair, I get so annoyed with. So there is a little bit of a delay, so you have to bear with it because, yeah. So there is a bit of a gap between the time everything is processed here. So the photo, you see it, we send it. There is a delay with you seeing it and then commenting, so it may be a bit like that today. So going back to the flat was absolutely lovely. The studio was absolutely nice. Well, it was amazing. It had everything I need. It was small, but it was very, very clean. It was close to the city center, and for 3 nights in this apartment I paid £120 for 3 nights. So this was like 40 quid a night for my own studio with my kitchenette and my own bathroom, shower, and with a squeeze it could sleep up to 3 people because there was a single bed and a double sofa bed. So really, if you wanted to share it with 2 friends, or if it was a family of 3, it would be like 40 pounds a night, I say, yeah? So like 13 pounds a night per person for apartment. So it was really good. I felt good in this flat, yeah? I did some serious cooking. The first thing I did when I arrived was, and this is photo 21, the first thing I did was going shopping and cooking soup because it was really, really cold. I was unlucky with the weather because at this time of year, bargain. I can send you a link if you want to stay in Poland. And what was really nice about this apartment was that it was like self-service access. So they sent me all instructions online, address, the code for the door, and the key was in a key safe. So I just used the code to get my key to let myself in. So there was no staff, no reception. There was a phone number, like service phone number. But what I really liked about this apartment was that I could arrive at any time. I didn't have to agree any appointment or a handover. And what I really loved about it was the exceptional cleanliness. And I'm a pro cleaner. So when I say it was exceptionally clean, it really was. Every single nook and corner was really, really, really clean. So, soup. I cooked soup because, as I said, I was really cold. It was so cold when I arrived. I was there for 3 days, and for 2 days it was like winter, and the final day was really, really warm. So what I did on my first day, I cooked a pot of soup. It was literally 15 minutes from the airport in a taxi. So I used public transport for those 3 days, but on my final evening I took taxi. I took taxi to the airport when I was leaving because I had an early flight. So it took 15 minutes to get to the airport from this apartment, and taxi was £10. So another bargain. Yeah, bargain. Yeah, I'm interested, and I'm curious what you are going to say about the final price. And I think it will be a big surprise for my friends in Poland and for my friends in the UK. I think it will be a cracker when I tell you how much I spent on all this. So another super relaxing thing I did, and this is photo number 14. And before I tell you what happened there, maybe you look at the photo and you will guess what I did and what happened. So photo number 14. Yeah, it was really amazing because that was the whole point of staying in Poznań. The airport is so central, the airport is so close to the town center, to the old town as well. It's super convenient, really good. So can you see the photo? Can you see the photo of a room? And what do you think happened there? So how many of you are watching? 5 people and 6 likes, so that's not bad. And Damian, what was the weather like in Poznań today? Was it winter or spring like? Was it freezing or was it pleasant? Honestly, I couldn't believe how cold it was. Well, Damian warned me. He said, take your winter jacket, and I did, and luckily I did. I was dressing up like a Michelin man. I was layering all this up, and for most of the time I was wearing all my clothes. Whatever I had, I was wearing it. Yes, it's the first one. It was a massage. It was a full body massage, my first ever full body massage, and the face massage. So the whole treatment took 2 hours. And I also have a photo of the lady who has done it for me. This is number 15, and that's the name of the place I went for the massage. So the room and the whole studio was absolutely beautiful. So there were individual rooms, which you could see in the photo, and it was so relaxing because I arrived on this really cold afternoon, and I walked in and it was so warm and cozy. I could take my shoes off, they gave me slippers, they made me a lovely cup of tea. So from the moment I walked in, I was looked after and I was pampered. And so the whole treatment took 2 hours, and the massage was Sue, are you coming next time? Are you joining me on a city break? To be honest, this was my intention behind taking all those photos, because I wanted to share it with you guys and tell you a little bit what you can get in Poland and how lovely it can be if you plan it right. Damian, today started with gloomy, depressed clouds, but the evening was sunny and pretty warm as for the end of October. Lovely. Did you check out, did you try on your new item you bought? Did you test your new coat today? Was it good weather for the coat? Yeah, so Sue, imagine over an hour I think it was about an hour for a full body massage. And there are different types of massage. You could go gently for relaxation, and that's what I chose, and that's what the therapist recommended because it was my first time. There was also a sport massage option, which was a bit more dynamic, and that included stretching, a lot of stretching, and there were different types. Ooh, you are wearing your beautiful coat. Oh my goodness, Damian's fashion sense is amazing. He bought himself this beautiful coat, and please send me a photo later, Damian. I want to see you wearing it. Yeah, really good buy. Really good buy. And yeah, so the massage was absolutely lovely. So the body was gentle, but the face massage, whoa, I would never imagine that such a tiny lady can be so brutal, and that she's so strong and so powerful. Oh, she gave my face a good bashing. I would have had all of them. Well, 2 hours of this was only £50. £50, so 2 hours of pampering, which is amazing, an amazing bargain, because I was looking at prices for massage in the UK, and I think 90 minutes, an hour and a half, is £100, so this is like half price. Yeah. Graham, would you enjoy a massage? Would you go for it? It was so relaxing, amazing experience. I really can't wait. I really can't wait to do it again. So it was all different to my everyday life, you know. I live in a caravan in a tiny village. I would have to drive for at least an hour to get to a place where someone could give me a massage or a good haircut, and it was all on my doorstep. So this was one of the biggest surprises for me, that I actually enjoyed staying in a city which has a population of 500,000 people. It's a bit different to Berrin Arbor, so it was a big surprise, but I loved I loved all the attractions and everything what was on offer. I was just like a kid in a candy store, honestly. Good grief, it would have been more here. Oh, definitely more. I've never tried a massage in the UK, honestly. But the main reason why I went to Poland is in number 16. So photo number 16 really explains. I didn't go there just to get a haircut and a bit of spa. I got there to apply for a new Polish ID, new identification card. And I live in the UK now, and I don't really have the obligation to have an ID card, but it is a travel document, it is an identity document, it is an EU ID and an EU travel document, so I want to have it. Mine expired 2 years ago. I haven't been to Poland in 5 years. My last visit to Poland was when we were traveling in a camper van in Poland, so that was my last visit. Graham, I would, but as soon as they ask me where I hurt, it would take 2 hours to tell them. They have massage, you know, they have special treatment for achy places. The lady asked me if I have any sore or really sensitive areas, or maybe some old injuries or something. But I read reviews that, you know, people who arrive there with some injuries or some old pains, after 1 or 2 massages, they just felt like new, healthy and fit again. So what you see in photo number 16 is the place where I went to see a clerk to apply for my ID. It was super convenient. I was worried because when you live in Poland, if you live in Poland and you don't have a valid ID card, you may get fined. It's actually illegal. You have to keep it valid. and you have the obligation to keep it valid. And I was wondering, what are they going to do to me, because mine expired 2 years ago. But luckily the lady was super nice. It wasn't a problem. It wasn't a problem. Yeah, so this is a Polish council office, and that's where I sorted my ID. So in about a month it will be ready and I can fly again to pick it up. What was a bit of a... Can you hear the rain? It's coming down really heavily. What was a bit of a nasty surprise is photo number 12. You can see it in number 12. Because Poznań has an amazing old town. Can you hear the rain? Is the microphone picking it up? The old town is absolutely beautiful. And this is photo number 12. But at the moment there is a huge refurbishment and a huge upgrade, and it's a one big building site. And when I was booking, oh, that stopped. That was very sudden, but it's over now. So when I was looking at booking apartments, when I was looking for a place to stay, I was thinking about staying in this area, but I had no idea that this is one building site. It was still beautiful. We still walked around the old town with Damian, and if you looked between the diggers and tractors and walking plates, you could still enjoy and admire amazing architecture. But if you want to visit Poznań, I would recommend to check that this building project is done first. So it was a bit of a nasty surprise. I didn't know about this project right in the middle of the city. It's a huge area. The old town is really big in Poznań. I've never seen such a huge old district in any city. Oh, who taught me that? What a wide angle. Yes, Damian showed me how to take, how to zoom out using my phone, because I was trying to take a photo of this building. I said, oh Damian, it doesn't fit. And yes, Damian, you taught me, and this skill will stay with me forever. So thank you very much. So the photo quality is courtesy of Damian. Okay. So yeah, I will tell you a little bit about other interesting buildings. So this was an old town and an old historic building, and in photo number 10 you can see sad examples of typical, I would call it typical Polish affordable housing, which goes back to the Soviet times and communist times and post-war times, when there was a shortage of flats and the government was keen, and it was crucial to build many flats for many people very, very quickly. And this is architecture you can find in all Eastern Europe to this day. And most of these blocks of flats were built to last probably 50, 60 years, and people still live in them. They've been refurbished and repainted and insulated. And I think they still build new blocks like that. So these are like typical huge blocks of flats for hundreds of people. And I think this is such a sad view. I can't imagine living in a place like that. But those flats are quite cheap, and I was staying in a semi-detached house, so much smaller, with, you know, garden and so on. So these flats are definitely cheaper to rent. So I had mine, you know, 120 for 3 nights. I bet that a flat in this block would be even cheaper. A really romantic building is in picture number 7, and this is what survived after the war in Poznań. This is a building which was built before the war and which wasn't bombed. So that's what Poznań used to be like. Really beautiful old building. Graham, is there much homeless in Poland? This is probably a question to Damian, because he's there all the time. I haven't seen many, but bear in mind it was so cold. I think those people were in shelters or they were hiding somewhere because it was simply too cold to sleep on the street. I don't know the exact numbers, but we once had a meal in a bar with Damian, and this was like social enterprise, so they were spending, this business was spending all their profits to support the homeless and support different charity projects across the city to support people in need. So there's definitely need for that, but I will not tell you. Probably if I was there in the summer, I would have seen more rough sleepers, because simply because of the time of the year, it was too cold. So this photo with lights, this is an example of older traditional architecture in Poland, and this is a special house for me because when I was a kid I was reading those books and the story was set in Poznań, and this exact building is the book location. And I've been reading the books for so many years. It's a whole series of books, I think 20 books or so, and they go back to 1970s, and the author is still alive and she's still writing, so she still publishes a new chapter, a new sequel, let's say. So this is the location, this is the house where the action happened, so I had to go and see it. So I've been reading those stories for probably 20 plus years, and it was the first time where I actually traveled to the exact location of my favorite story. So that was really, really nice. Graham, I think it's a bit smaller than in other European cities. Well, it's a city of 500,000 people, so you can imagine that there are definitely the homeless. Right. Are you enjoying my little talk? Or maybe it's a bit too detailed. Maybe it's too boring. Maybe it's too much. I don't know. Are you enjoying looking at those snaps of, different worlds? But there were links with Britain, and this is photo number 13, if you pay attention. And again, maybe you will guess what kind of place it is. Yeah, I will let you guess. Look at the photo. Where was it? Where was it taken? Oh, very interesting, thank you. Perhaps one day we'll organize a little trip to Poland. I still have sentiment, even though I've been living in the UK for over 18 years now. Actually, 21st of October 2005, that was the day I arrived. We are here for those stories and details. Thank you, Damian. Thank you very much. So I still have sentiment when the plane landed in Poland. When I looked through window, and I saw Polish land and fields and landscape. I thought, oh, this is my land, this is my homeland. So I still feel this connection. I'm very proud of being Polish. I'm proud of my accent, even though sometimes it got me in trouble. But this is like my ID, really. This is who I am. I'm proud of it. And I really enjoyed, what I enjoyed was coming back to Poland after all those years and actually spending money there. I enjoyed supporting all those businesses because I know that people in Poland work very, very hard, and it's not easy. It's much harder to survive, to cover your basic expenses. It's much harder than in most of Western countries. We are still kind of half and half. Hi Jerry, lovely. I'm talking about my recent trip to Poland today, if you are interested. You can watch, once I finish, you can watch from the beginning because I shared quite a few photos. And this is actually a message to all of you, for all of you, if you've joined late or if you watch it on any other day, you can't be with me live today, you can always watch it afterwards, and you can still like and comment. So, do I miss Poland? I don't know. No, I wouldn't say I miss it, but I enjoy going back, definitely. And this was quite a special trip, because I was on my own. I think it was my first solo trip to Poland ever, and it was mainly to do fun stuff, to relax and to do things I like to do. So this was quite an interesting trip. Yes, so Poland, I enjoyed, you know, spending money there and supporting local economy. And this photo you see now, it's the interior of a cafe we went to with Damian, and it's a cafe which is run along a theater, so everything was literature themed. So this is a table named after a Polish writer. We sat at Oscar Wilde's table, so there were photos of Oscar Wilde and his books. So this was a really cute and a unique place to have coffee or tea. A very special coffee shop, very quirky. I like places like that. Yeah, I wouldn't say I miss Poland. No, but I still have sentiment. I still enjoy returning. But I have to say, it's a bit weird because I always also enjoy coming back to the UK, and I enjoy returning to England. I enjoyed, you know, I was equally happy landing in Poland and then landing in Bristol and again coming back to Hill Park. So I could say that I have two homes and two countries and two cultures. Yeah, two languages, definitely. Yeah. Okay, who's still with me? Who's still watching? So I think Sue, Graham, Damian, and now Jerry. Wujek Carmel, I think we lost Wujek Carmel. Marek, are you still here? Right. So we had a cafe. I'm just looking at the photos. I will pick up another. Oh yeah, oh definitely, number 24. Number 24 is really, really fun. I will be wrapping it up soon, so soon there will be a special gem from the airport in Poland. But 24, Poland still has loads of seasonal produce, and agriculture and farming is very strong in Poland. And in contrast to the UK, we do not import so much fruit and veg, and most of produce is seasonal, and most of produce is grown in Poland. So this is what I found in a supermarket on my first day in Poland, because it's the season for apples. There was a crate in the supermarket, in the fruit aisle. There was a crate of apples, a huge plastic crate, I would say worth a ton. It was like a literally dumpy bag of apples, and you can see in the photos that most of them have been picked up by people. People bought it. Apples are so popular in Poland, and these were Polish apples. I also got some. Shared some with Damian. So shopping was good. Oh, so many temptations in Poland, because you know, you walk into a shop and all your childhood favorites are there, and all the treats are there, and bakery and pastries and bread. I think it was the first time I didn't actually have any Polish bread in Poland. It's really nice. It's really tasty. I kind of forgot, because I don't eat bread. In general, I don't eat bread, but it would have been a treat. Next time I will have some bread. But I had traditional Poznań pastry, which is called, which is a bit like a, it's in the shape of a croissant. Maybe I will take a photo next time. It's like traditional pastry for this city, and it has a special recipe. So I tried that, and it had a nice sweet filling. So I had this as my wheat treat. What's the difference? Do you mean bread, Graham? What do you mean? Yeah. Okay, there are a few funny situations. So let's look at photo number 17. 17. And this is a photo I took on a bus. And it just put a smile. Ah, bread. Polish bread is made traditionally. Of course, it's changing now, and like with everything, it's really hard to buy real proper bread, because it's a bit more expensive to produce. So traditional Polish bread is made with rye flour and sourdough, no yeast. So it's a bit darker. Number 17, yeah. So bread is a bit darker. Ooh! Thank you very much. That's a super chat. That's the first super chat message we have here. A lovely thumbs up. Thank you very much. And yeah, so the photo, so Polish bread is generally nicer, heavier, has more taste. And the photo I took here, this mop, I found it on a bus. There was a mop on a bus. Right. Did you have a flashback when you saw the mop and bucket? Yeah, I thought, oh, maybe I will do a bit of cleaning here to not get out of practice. Yeah, it was quite funny to see it on the bus. Really funny. So that was something that put a smile on my face. And in photo 18 you can see how cold it was. I was all wrapped up, and it wasn't fun, because it was really, really cold, and that's not what I was expecting. I really appreciate it. So in number 5, so we are about to finish our little tour. Photo number 5. I really appreciated how clean the flat was, and I had the pleasure of meeting the cleaner who was taking care of it. And it was a bit like meeting myself, because she was more or less my age. At my age, she had similar hair, and she was even wearing similar clothes I'm wearing at work here. And her name was Svetlana, and she's from Ukraine, living in Poland. And she does, you know, a great job there. So I specifically saved some money to leave her a tip, and I wrote her a thank you message in Ukrainian, saying thank you for your hard work. It made my stay very pleasant. And I'm also a cleaner in the UK, so I know how hard you work. Thank you so much. So I left her a tip, and I really hope it reached her hands. So airport was quite funny in Poland. And in photo number 4, here is another question for you. In photo number 4, you can see something I have never seen at any other airport. and I've been flying around the UK, Spain, Poland, and it's the first time I've seen something like this. So again, maybe you will guess, what could it be? What could it be? At the airport, it was past the security checks, so it was in the departure hall. And when I saw it, I honestly couldn't believe it's there. And there was a queue of people. People were queuing to get in. And I'm not sure this service was paid or whether it was free. But it was something weird. Something weird. Okay, so soon I will be finishing and I will tell you how much all these extravagant treats and experiences cost me, including the flight, apartment, transport around Poznan for 3 days. I was using public transport, which worked amazingly. And this is again something that surprised me, that I could use an app on my smartphone to buy tickets, to check how to get to the place I wanted to go to. And literally I was traveling around the city I've never been to before. Oh, Graham, what do you think? What do you think? This is a big mystery. This is like a gem. Out of all the weird things I witnessed over the last 3 days, that was the biggest surprise. So it was quite fun to travel around the city on buses and trains, and it was like using the system, you know, moving around the city you don't know, but on the other hand, it was so accessible because of the app and how lovely public transport works in Poznan, which is again something we don't have in North Devon, because we literally have like 2 buses in an hour. And everything was so convenient. Moving around was really, really easy. Okay, any guesses, ladies and gents? What could it be in number 4? I didn't like it, to be honest, because there were no water dispensers, and I like when there are water dispensers at the airports, because that means you can refill your water bottle and you don't have to buy this horribly overpriced airport water. And here is a travel hack for you. When you go through the security check, you can't carry liquids over 100 ml, but you can carry with you an empty plastic bottle in your bag. So take an empty bottle with you. They will not check it, and then once you pass the security checks, you can refill it. You can fill it up with water if there is a tap. There are at Bristol airports anyway. So the little cubicle you can see, it's a smoking room. It's a smoking area inside an airport. So there was a queue of smokers waiting to get in. I think there was room like for 4 or 5 people. It was an enclosed cubicle with a huge fan sucking out all the smoke. So I think if you walked in there and 3 or 4 other people were smoking, you didn't even have to light your own cigarette. You could just get high on the smoke. And I just looked at it and I thought, really? A smoking cubicle and no water taps? Yeah, yes, Sue. That's why I have taken a photo. Never ever I've seen anything like that anywhere else. Yep. It's just ridiculous, really. Well, I'm not a smoker. Maybe if I was smoking, I don't know. I just thought, what? Really? It was full and people were queuing to get in. And next time I check if you have to pay to get in. Sadly, knowing Polish reality, it was charged. But what I observed over the last 3 days was a really nice generational shift, or like a culture gap even between the younger people and the older people. And guess what? It's the young ones who are polite and kind and say please and thank you. It's the young ones who are very British in a way, you know. They are respectful. And if there is someone you should fear, and someone who may tell you off and be rude and arrogant and even aggressive sometimes, unfortunately in Poland it's the older people and even pensioners. But the young, you know, teenagers, students, they were all very, very helpful and polite, and I felt comfortable asking for help, or they were the first to give up a seat on a tram, offer me a seat. However, on the other hand, maybe it just means I'm getting old. Graham, where I used to work, all smoking shelters were outside to see them, shivering in cold weather just to have a cigarette. Yeah, never understood. Well, they had it inside, and I honestly can't understand it, can't believe it's there. Anyway, I had a good flight back to the UK, and in photo number 3 you can see a tiny train station where I boarded a train to Exeter, because I discovered that I can get from Barnstaple, from Bristol Airport to Barnstaple using public transport. It wasn't easy. It took like 4.5 hours, but that's not bad because it would be free in a car. And this was a tiny train station I discovered by accident. And this was like the final leg of my journey from this beautiful train station just outside Exeter. Okay, ladies and gents, we will wrap it up. We'll wrap it up, and I will tell you how much I spent on my flight, apartment for 3 days, eating there, moving around, my massage, my haircut, and a few other treats I had. So it all cost me, well, do you want to guess before I tell you? What do you think? What do you think? And tell me in pounds maybe. So a 3-day city break. I didn't bring anything with me because I had no luggage. I only had a small bag, tiny bag. So I didn't do any shopping. I didn't bring anything with me from there. So thank you very much for popping in and for joining the talk. Sue says £600. I calculated that my leisure and my non-essentials added up to 120. So my bill could have been £100 and £120 less. 900. Oh, Damian, if you are still with me, if you are still here, Damian Naski, you live in Poland, you know the prices there, and you know me a little bit. How much do you think I spent in those 3 days? So just to give you a context, and that explains a lot about spending money in Poland, because quite often I was feeling like there are 2 different countries and 2 completely different and that's the reason for this is that the average monthly salary, the average one is about £1,000. That's the average, but the minimal pay is only £400. So there is a huge gap between an average pay and a minimal pay, and that's why there are like 2 types of everything and 2 sorts of everything, super expensive and super cheap. I have no idea. Come on, Damon, guess. Yes, and I will tell you. Have the final guess. You saw me there. I wasn't saving, I wasn't counting. I was really enjoying myself and getting whatever I liked, whenever I liked. Right. So Sue and Graham, you both overpriced it. So you went over, you both went over. It was less than 900, less than 600. It was about £400, everything, including my travel from campsite to the airport and back. 200, no, twice as much, twice as much, which is, just to give you an idea, which is almost exactly the minimum monthly pay in Poland. So that's the challenge. I spent, in 3 days, I spent an equivalent of what many people get in a month. But as I said earlier, it was a fun trip. It was a leisure trip. It was, it could have been 120 quid cheaper, which would be 280, yeah? I could have done it for 280 easily. But I wanted to have fun because I was working very hard for all the summer, and you know from our videos how hard we work here. Okay, ladies and gents. Yes, Graham. Yeah. That's a bit of a shaker, well, isn't it? Ladies and gents, thank you very much. This was a really long live, so thank you for your patience and for sticking till the end. Damian, Sue and Graham, thank you for joining in, and I will see you in the next video, which is on Wednesday. That's gonna be published on Wednesday, and of course we will meet next week on Sunday, 7 p.m. normal time. This time we are not going anywhere. We will be here. Thank you. Have a good night and have a good week. I hope you enjoyed my stories from homeland. Thank you. Bye.